Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we are going to be doing this trending handkerchief style today. So you're going to be cutting it, and I'm going to be guiding you guys through the cutting process of this style. So for this style, what you'll be needing is or what you are going to have in mind is the method of cutting your flea. That's basically it, the method of cutting your flea. And remember, we are cutting with our paper, and for your fabric, most times Ankara fabric is 42 inches by then the yardage of the fabric, right? So at this point, this is the shorter part of your Ankara fabric, so you're going to, or your that's most times what we use. Or if you're going to be using a crepe fabric, thank God for that, because it has longer length, right? It's going to serve you better. So what you consider is your rounds, your waist circumference, which you're going to be marking here, and then the length of your skirt. The length of your skirt, like if you want your skirt to be at your knee, you know, the skirt has one longer side and one shorter side. So we are talking about the shorter side of the skirt, which is your actual skirt length, so which is going to be at this point. So that's what you're going to be considering, making sure that this is enough for your skirt length. If this is not enough for your skirt length, it's going to be exposing your body at the end of the day. So this is where you're supposed to pay attention. All this side doesn't really matter, so you pay attention to this side. So to cut this, you're going to be folding our fabric into two. So I'm going to be folding my paper into two. Fold it over into two, you fold over again. We're going to be, don't worry, we're going to explain everything as we go on with the tutorial. So you fold over again. So you have your fabric folded into four. So this is why I was explaining at this side. You can see that this side is shorter than this side. So that's why you have to pay attention to this side. So what you should have here should be enough to cut your waist circumference and then the length of your skirt, right? So for this waist circumference, I'm going to be using, because this is just for tutorial, I'm going to be using my daughter's length to do this. And because I don't want, most of the time the style doesn't have zipper, it has an elastic band. So what you're going to be marking here should be like your hip measurement. But if you want to add a zipper, no problem, just mark your waist measurement and then attach your zipper allowance. But if you want to use an elastic band, you should have your hip measurement, so that you can pass through your hip, right? So I'm going to be marking 4 inches all around. I don't know if you guys understand what I was trying to explain. If you don't, please leave a comment below and I'll clarify it as much as I can. So this is what we have for our waist circumference. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and mark the length of my skirt. So the length of my skirt is 7 inches. So I'll mark 7 inches at this point. And then I'll mark 7 inches at this point. The reason why I decided to use a shorter measurement for this is so that you understand how to cut this part of the skirt, right? Because if I use just the my full pattern, you might not really understand this. So I'll mark 7 inches, and the next thing I'm going to be doing is to connect this. So I'll connect this one downward, and then I'll connect this. So this is how to connect your handkerchief's flea. So this is what we have. Remember, I said if you want to use your zipper for this, you mark your waist measurement plus your zipper. If you want to be using an elastic band, that means you should consider your hip while marking this, so that you can pass through your hip. Unless if you want to wear it through your head, no problem. So this is what we have. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to go ahead and open this up so that we see what we have. So this is what we have, like a square. So this is our handkerchief flare. By the time you attach your waist, whatever is going to like be straight, right? It's not going to be, this place is going to be straight to accommodate your waist. So by the time it's straight, this is how you're going to have it. This is how it's going to look. So you can see that this place will fall. This is where I keep hammering. See, this place is shorter. If you don't cut it well, that means this place is going to, your body will be exposed. So it's going to be straight. You're going to straighten. You know, our waist is not curved, right? So once you straighten it, it looks like this. Or if you don't want to place it this way, you can as well, because I've seen some that are like this, some that are like this. So this is what you have. So you have that pointy edge at the front and also at the back, then at the two sides. So this is what you have. By the time you open up your waist to be straight, you see what you have. I hope you guys can see it. See what you have. So you go ahead and attach your band. If you want this to have that double flare, all you have to do is to cut out a shorter part of the first one and then attach it together with this before attaching your waist. Then the second one that has like a straight fabric here, let me use my pin and hold this down so that it stays in place. That has a straight fabric and then an extension downward. So I want us to go ahead and cut that one now. So what you have to do is to measure what you have here. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this way. Let's just assume we have 12 inches because my measurement is not complete. You need to measure well, but because this is a paper, we can't measure it well. So I'll measure 12 inches. So I'll bring in my fabric and then I'll go ahead and measure. This is just 2 pieces, so I'm just cutting just one part. My 12 inches divided by 2 is 6 inches, so I'll mark 6 inches, and then I'll measure the length I want that place to be. Let's say about 4 inches, because the first one is about 7 inches, right? Or let's do 3 inches so that it's not too long and start covering this. So the first one is 7 inches, we are going to be doing 3 inches. So this is our 6 inches. Then from here you determine how long you want the extra allowance to be. So for that, let's just do 7 inches, and then you're going to go ahead, sorry for the noise, and connect this. So this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and try to attach it to our flare. So you open it up and you look for your center flare, and then you're going to place it, and also you're going to attach this before attaching your band. So you can see by the time you attach it, you have this extra falling off, not really falling off, or less dangling around. So you stitch all the way from one waist to the other, and you have this excess around. You do the same thing for the back, and that's it for this style. I hope you find value and you understand whatever we did here. Don't forget to leave a comment if you have any question, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already, and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.